Greetings, everyone. I'm Vanessa Klinger, and welcome to The Way I See It. Last week on Awareness with Vanessa, we explored the architecture of attention. We talked about how attention is not just a casual part of our day, it is currency, it is direction, it is power. What we give our attention to begins to shape what we believe, how we feel, and ultimately how we move through this perceived world. The truth is, most people do not realize how much of their attention is being pulled, redirected, and programmed every single day. From the moment we wake up, there is something competing for our attention to shift us from being aware. Something asking us to focus here, react there, worry about this, chase that. And if we are not careful, we can spend our lives responding to noise without ever stopping to ask whether what has our attention truly deserves access to us. That is what made last week's conversation so important. Because once you begin to understand attention, the next question becomes deeper. If this world is constantly pulling at your focus, your energy, your emotions, and your thoughts, then how do you stay connected to what is real? How do you remain anchored? How do you find your center in a world that profits from your distraction? And that leads us directly into this week's episode. Home is real. When I say home, I am not simply talking about a house, a city, or a location on a map. I am talking about something deeper than that. I am talking about the place within you that recognizes truth, the place within you that remembers peace, the place within you that knows when something feels aligned and when it does not. For many of us, home is not just a destination, it is a remembering. Sometimes life has a way of making us feel disconnected from that sense of home. The pressure of survival, disappointment, detours, grief, frustration, and constant change can make us feel as though we are far away from ourselves. We can begin to wonder whether home is something we lost, something we have to build, or something we are still trying to return. That is the space I want us to sit with this week, because maybe home is not gone. Maybe it has simply been buried beneath noise, expectation, conditioning, and survival mode. Maybe the journey is not about finding something outside of us, but about reconnecting with something true that has always been there. So this week on Awareness with Vanessa, we are going to talk about what home really means, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and internally. What does it mean to feel at home in your life, in your body, in your truth, and in your own awareness? And how do you begin returning to that when the world has taught you to live disconnected from it? That is the conversation. And before I go, a quick reminder. The Human Experience Universe is available on Amazon through my author page. And if you have been following the larger body of work, Fame is coming October 17th, 2026. Until then, take a moment today and ask yourself, where am I giving my attention? And is it leading me closer to home or further away? This has been The Way I See It. As always, question everything, observe more, live aware.